Hey, John, can you hear me? I cannot hear you, sir.
Okay, Brad, I'm here.
Yep, there you are.
How are you?
You know what? I was sweating it again tonight. I swear, like every third time we get on this thing, Zoom's got some sort of an update, and it takes me about 10 minutes to log on this thing.
Oh my goodness. I had faith in you.
I'm glad you did, because I didn't have faith in myself.
Cool, man. So, how's the level in this thing?
I think you're good where you're at.
Should I raise it up any, or is it fine like that?
No, I think you're good there.
Okay.
You're kind of to your, I guess it's your right. No, the other way. There you go. It's like backing up a trailer.
So is that centered?
Well, keep whichever way you moved your iPad, keep going. Yeah, right. Yep, right there.
Okay.
You're good. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for plugging in. We're going to get started here. It's 9 o'clock. We're going to give it one more minute, and we're going to get started with our Equus Financial business overview. And thank you so much, Brad, for hosting this every Monday night. That's not lost on me, man. We really appreciate that. Hey, guys, we're going to get started here in just 2 seconds. Let me fire this message off. Hey, welcome everybody to our Equus Financial Business Opportunity Overview. It's 9:02, so we are going to dive right into it. Sorry for being just a couple minutes late. I'm so excited. I get so excited on Monday nights that I get to spend some time with you. And hopefully, Brad, I'm not getting too close to the screen. I know you set me up, and then I start moving all around and stuff. So if I do get sideways, or if I do get too close or too far away, let me know. But for the next 15 minutes or so, I get to talk to you about what I think is one of the most incredible business opportunities I've ever seen. I've been in the insurance business for a while now, and I absolutely love the system that Equus Financial has. The name of my agency is Cornerstone Financial Group, and we're powered by Equus Financial. There's also big-time leaders that are plugging into this Zoom meeting. And they have invited guests around the country. I know Mike Hall. Mike Hall owns Trustworthy Financial Group. They're out of, primarily out of Indianapolis, but also Baltimore, Maryland. Looks like we're getting ready to have a new up-and-coming regional manager out of Baltimore with Mr. Daniel McCrae. We've got the Difference Makers organization with Ollie Collins out of Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Rock City. Home of Kid Rock and Ollie Collins, I'm here in Myrtle Beach right now, but Where I typically live is Raleigh, North Carolina, and we've got strong leaders around me. Kevin Hopkins comes to mind. Was able to spend some time with Kevin on Saturday. And so I'm just really excited. And there's others. As when I get to mentioning names, I always just like, oh, why did you even start doing that? Because I know I'll miss people. But Jamie Trent down in Columbia, South Carolina. Cammie Smith, Charlotte, North Carolina. We've got Stanley Smith also in the Raleigh area. I do not want to miss mentioning his name because he is growing like crazy. But anyway, if you're plugging in and you're brand new tonight, thanks for taking a few minutes to find out a little bit about Equus. My job for the next few minutes is just to kind of give you a 10,000-foot overview of our company. And what I feel like we can do is I feel like without, going into specifics, which would take a lot more time, I feel like we can give an overview that would allow people to figure out in about 15 minutes time whether Equus Financial is something that you want to participate in, right? I mean, I talk to people all the time that have an interest in going out there and making some part-time income, part-time on the side of what they're already currently doing, or maybe a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad can go out there, carve out a few hours a week and go make some impactful money. I also talk to people that love full-time sales. They're already in the insurance industry. They're looking for a little bit better home, a place that from a marketing standpoint can help them market themselves better, help them get in front of more qualified people. So love talking to them. If that's you, and you're already a licensed agent and you're on this call tonight to find out a little bit more about Equus, thank you for plugging in. And then there's also the type of people that maybe like I was in 1993. My background was professional golf. I'd never thought about being successful, never thought about owning my own business. I was a golf professional, right? I mean, all I wanted to do was be successful at playing golf. And I had a guy that called me up on the phone. It was a friend of mine in the golf industry, and he said that he had met somebody very successful in the franchising arena, and that they were putting together a business team, and asked me if I was open to making some money on the side, and just told me that it had to do with business ownership. And so I went to a hotel, and I participated in a private meeting that lasted about an hour and 15 minutes. And I'll tell you what, my mind was blown. I'd never thought about being a successful business owner. It was good that I could plug into a team of people because I didn't have very much confidence in my abilities that I could succeed. But I said, hey, if they'll have me and I can join this team, who knows? Who knows what could happen? So so glad I did. It was the best decision I ever made. And I'll say this, as I start tonight, whether you're looking at it from a part-time sales income or whether you're looking at it from a full-blown business ownership, private franchising, duplicate yourself, I will tell you that it all comes down to results, right? It comes down, that's what's going to move the needle for you is results. It's not going to be whether you like the insurance industry. It's not going to be whether you like Mutual of Omaha or Transamerica or Columbian Financial Group. It's not going to be whether you even like me or not. I hope you like me, but that's not going to matter. What's going to matter is what result can we bring to you? So what I hope to effectively communicate to you tonight in the next few minutes is our sales, lead-driven sales system and opportunity, and also our agency building opportunity. So to dive right into that, we are a lead-driven sales company, and I'm holding up a lead right here. This is actually a lead. I've got LM on there, which means I left them a message. Need to get back with them tomorrow. But in lead-driven sales, there's two basic concepts that we use. We do mortgage protection and we do final expense. Mortgage protection leads are created when somebody buys a home or refinances. So when somebody buys a home, gets a new mortgage or refinances, there's public data that's created, and we've got relationships with a ton of different mail houses. So we capture that data and we mail them a letter that basically talks about paying off their mortgage if they pass away, or helping to make the mortgage payment if they get sick or hurt. And so people fill out that form, like this person actually filled out this form by filling it out. They filled out their information. Let me find one that did it by phone. Okay, so I've got one right here, and I've actually got an appointment with this lady this upcoming week. And so this is a different format. And so the reason it's a different format is because instead of filling it out, she actually dialed the 1-800 number, and she went through 4.5 minutes of voice prompts that generated that lead. Okay, and I call it a lead, but you guys know what I'm saying. I mean, it's somebody that's responded to mail that we sent out. And so from a mortgage protection standpoint, I want to cover mortgage protection and final expense sales here, and I want to do it pretty quick. But mortgage protection is pretty simple. I started off with Equus Financial in August of 2016. I'd never really gone out and sold mortgage protection. I was more in the final expense sales when I got to Equus. And so learning mortgage protection was brand new for me. Mortgage protection sales was brand new for me. And so I was very scared. I was outside of my comfort zone, but I was able to take these leads. I was able to invest in about 10 of these leads a week. And from middle of August 2016 through end of December 2016, I was able to go out and generate a little over $90,000 for me and my family income-wise, and that was on my own pen, okay? And that was averaging about 8 to 10 appointments a week, okay? So I say that to kind of maybe I would certainly think that's full-time. I mean, I do have some part-time people that are coming close to that, but for me, it was full-time. I mean, I was going out and working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and sometimes Thursdays, and then I'd take a long weekend. And, of course, after that, I needed a long weekend, right? But I was able to make some good money. My first full year of mortgage protection sales was 2017, and from January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017, I went out and protected 173 families. And for that, I was able to generate about $200,000 of income for me and my family on my own pen. Now, we were also able to hire some people, and so we started generating some passive income, some override income that came in with that. And our total income in 2017, Equus-wise, was around $255,000, $260,000. That was our first full year with Equus Financial. Our second full year with Equus Financial we just completed, which was 2018. And I went out and I basically duplicated what I did the year before on my personal pen. I went out and made right at another $200,000. I protected 3 more families than I did in 2017. So I got better, right? Yay. So I protected 176 families. I made right at $200,000 on my own pen. Okay, that's linear, right? I had to go do the work, make the money. That was self-driven income. But based on my override and my team building and my passive income, we were able to generate a little over $265,000 that came in on top of what we made on our own pen. And so it was certainly a life-changing year for us to be able to have that combined income and already be on pace this year to go a lot higher than that. And so I say that to let you know that mortgage protection sales work. So what did I do to protect 173 and then 176 families? Okay, so I want you to see all of my salesmanship when I tell you this. Okay, so what I do is when I get this piece of paper, this has got a real name on it. It's got a mortgage company, it's got a number, and they filled it out. And so I call them up and I just say, this lady's name is Nicola, and I call Nicola up and I say, hey, Nicola, this is John Kight. How are you? And she says, I'm fine. Who is this? And I say, well, my name won't ring a bell. We've not met, but I am the field underwriter that's been assigned to that request that you sent in on that loan amount of, her loan amount is $20,000 with State Employees Credit Union. And I've been assigned to get this information to you. I'm going to be in your area on Monday and Tuesday of this week. What's the best time to stop it by? And so, guys, that's how I book an appointment. I just let them know who I am, that I'm the field underwriter assigned to their request. I let them know the form that they filled out. And I asked them, do you remember filling out that form? It would pay off the mortgage if you passed away, or it would help make the mortgage if you got sick or hurt. Do you remember filling that out? Yes, I do. Okay. So I'm gonna stop by your house. It generally takes me about 10, 15 minutes to get the information to you, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. And so that's how I set the appointment. When I go to somebody's home, what I do is I'd let them know that I'm a field underwriter, not the life insurance guy. Okay, I dress just like I am right now. Okay, I'm in khakis, and I look like a lot like Jake for the State Farm guy, right? Except I'm not in a red shirt. And so I sit down and I let them know that I am the field underwriter. I'm not the life insurance guy, and I let them know what that means. I let them know that my job is to fulfill their request and get them the information. My job is not to sell them insurance. Guys, if they filled out this form, if they got a form and they actually filled it out and sent it in, do you really think I need to sell them life insurance? Do you really think I need to do a hard close and really sell them? No, not at all. My job is to simply assist them on doing what they already want to do. And as long as I don't try to sell them, and as long as I just help them get the coverage in place and help them script out how their family's going to deal with their worst day, then I'm going to be successful at it. And that's all I've done, is I've let them know as a field underwriter, it's my job to know all of the A-rated carriers in our state, and I'm going to make sure that they get the best cost for coverage if they want to apply for coverage. And so that's what I do, guys. And again, that's mortgage protection. Final expense, that's a little bit different. It's still a mailback lead. Okay, that's what we deal with. It's a mailback lead. So it's a letter that somebody fills out in response to getting a letter that talks about their end of life expenses, and they want to take care of that, so they mail it back in. Now, I don't make phone calls off of those. Okay, we're looking at lower income baby boomers. And so they're very skeptical of anything on the phone. So what I do is I wear my Equus name badge, and I go to their home and I knock on their door, and I just say, hey, my name is John Kight. I'm with the Senior Benefits Center here in our state. And I was the one assigned to this request that you filled out and sent in to us. And I just need to get a time where I can get this information to you. Is now good, or would tomorrow morning be better? And so I basically knock on their door. I introduce myself. They can see my name badge. I show them the form that they filled out, and I simply ask them when's going to be a good time. If right then's good, then I go in there and I sit down with them on their couch, and I just simply go through a flip chart that we have put together that is so many years of experience has gone into this flip chart. It's amazing. In the final expense industry, you know how important it is that in your presentation, you want to take away every reason for that person not to buy, okay? And that flip chart is masterful at navigating and basically taking away all of those reasons and basically helping somebody find something that they could qualify for that is affordable. And so that is final expense. So guys, on a part-time basis, think about this. Just starting out with us on a part-time basis, to be able to go out there and make somewhere around $500 a sale. So if you're part-time with us and you're really ambitious, can you go out there and can you make a sale or two a week? You know, if you can, that's an additional $2,000 to $4,000 a month if you could just go out there and average a sale or two a week. You know, if you're more ambitious than that and you want to go out there and make more sales, you certainly can. I'm just saying that it's impactful money. It's not like driving the Uber, right? I think I said that right. I say Uber, and then my kids always correct me, so I'm so glad I said it right. Uber. Okay, it's Uber, not Uber. Okay, so it just looks on my app when I order one, it just looks like it's like Uber. Like that's what it looks like. So it's a little bit more impactful money than Uber. So on a full-time basis, I mean, again, I started out with no mortgage protection experience whatsoever. And I think I'm not going to go back through my results, but I think that you can tell that I think that you could do pretty good as long as you're willing to follow the system as long as you're willing to go out there and work. My claim to fame is that I just simply retire every lead that I get. Every lead that I get, even if I call you at a bad time and you tell me no, you're not interested, I'm gonna go door knock you, and you can tell me no. It's just you're gonna tell me no to my face. You're gonna tell me no to my eyes, because I'm passionate about what we have. Now, let me spend 1 minute on my passion. On the sales side, my passion is living benefits. Okay. Yes, it's life insurance. Yes, it's death benefit, but even more so, it's living benefits, because statistically speaking, more people in the United States of America, so many more people, they lose mortgages due to a critical illness or a chronic illness diagnosis more so than death. So I absolutely love knowing when I walk into somebody's home, I'm bringing them the industry's new, and I'm not supposed to call it this, but you don't take it out of context, but I feel like it's the new term for long-term care, right? You know, nobody can afford long-term care. That's why nobody has it. But when you look at qualifying, being able to qualify for a good life insurance policy that has full living benefits, it has a lot of the same triggers that long-term care had, meaning that if my client got diagnosed with a critical illness or a chronic illness or a terminal illness, they would be able to accelerate their face amount, and they could use their face amount for those living deals that come up, right? Those life-changing, those things that come up that make it your worst day, not so much your family's, but yours. That day you find out that you've got to battle cancer. You know, cancer doesn't kill people like it used to, but financially it does. That's what nobody ever talks about. And so to be able to have a life insurance policy that you can accelerate a good percentage of it to get cash so that you can deal with that, it's life-changing. So living benefits, that's my passion. I love what we do. If you're plugging into this Zoom tonight and you're excited about either part-time or full-time sales with Equus, please get back with the person that invited you on here and just get more information, because I really think that you're going to love our company. We're called the Agents Company because we are a company that's run by agents. The owners of Equus, they all were agents. We don't have anybody running Equus that hadn't been in the field doing what we do. And I'm telling you, it makes the biggest difference in the world. I want to end up the opportunity tonight kind of letting you know about another passion that I have. And this passion, for me, it's far greater than selling insurance. It's far greater than even living benefits, okay? The passion that I have is what changed my life at 25 years of age. I walked into this meeting room and there was a guy that talked about the difference between temporary income and permanent income. He talked about the difference in self-driven income versus system-driven income. Nobody had ever taught me that. All I ever heard growing up was go to school, get a good education, get out and get a good job, and go work hard for somebody else. And according to the Social Security Administration, 98% of people in our country, in the greatest, freest country in the world, the United States of America, 98% are dead or dead broke by age 65. Why is that? That's because everybody was taught exactly what I was taught. Go to school, get a good education, get out and get a good job, and go work hard, and you're going to make it. Well, that's not true, and you're not going to make it, because by age 65, you're going to be one of those statistics. So what I love to tell people is look at the masses and do the opposite. J. Paul Getty said this: I'd much rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts versus 100% of my own efforts. What was he talking about? He was talking about what we actually see today as franchising. He was talking about developing multiple locations. He was talking about branching out and duplicating yourself versus what? Versus going and working a job or having a business instead of me owning that business, like a doctor, a lawyer, dentist, a restaurant owner, a chiropractor, an insurance agent, a real estate agent. Instead of having a business that owns me, right? I mean, tell me one of those people I just mentioned that you think owns their own business, and I'll show you a person that is owned by their business. And the reason they're owned by their business is because of the type of income it generates. It generates self-driven income. And if your income is 100% driven by you, you'll never be able to have lifestyle because lifestyle requires you to have time to enjoy your money. And if you have self-driven income, the best you can hope for is to generate a lifestyle for your family, but it's never a lifestyle you're going to be able to participate in. Why? Because you're always going to need to be making money. You're always going to need to be making money until you successfully create passive income streams. You're always doomed to have to do whatever activity you do. If you own a landscape company, well, you're going to have to be running those companies, right? You're not going to find anybody that's going to run your company the way you would, right? If you think you would, you think you could pay for that, but that's not true. If you're a doctor, lawyer, dentist, same thing. So private franchising, which is what we do, it mirrors what Ray Kroc did with McDonald's, DeLuca did with Subway, Monahan did with Domino's. What did those guys do? They all took a theme of something, a theme that was viable, whether it was a fried hamburger, a pizza pie, or a multi-meat sandwich, and they branched out and they put people in their own business. They developed a network. The result that came from developing a network was an ongoing, permanent type of income because they put people in their own business. They established and stabilized them where they were making more money than they were willing to give up. And when they were making more money than they were willing to give up, what did it give the developer of that network? It gave them security. It gave them a network that no longer required their time. Well, prove it to me, John. Okay, well, Ray Kroc's still making money hand over fist. He died worth $800 million, been dead now for well over 3 decades. Been dead well over 3 decades. Is he still making money? Absolutely. So I would say that's income that no longer requires his time. Why? Because there's a system that drives that income. It's called Hamburger University. We have the same type of system in the financial services world. It's called Equus Financial. Equus Financial is our Hamburger University. And we contract with companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Foresters, Columbian Financial Group, National Life Group, Government Personnel Mutual. And what those companies pay us to do is develop a distribution channel. And guys, here's the thing. There's so many people out there looking for more out of life. There's so many people out there looking where they don't have to have a job. There's so many people out there just like me at 25 years of age that's looking for like show me a way out so I don't have to work a job for the next 40 years. Like show me, just give me a shot. And that's what somebody gave me at 25 years of age, and it was life-changing. I'm so excited to be a part of Equus Financial. And I mentioned tonight that I'm excited every time I get to talk about Equus Financial. You can now tell why. I think the result is absolutely just incredible. So no matter what it is you're looking for tonight, whether it's a part-time income, full-time sales income, or whether you think you want to jump in with us and let's build a massive distribution channel for these awesome companies. They pay really good. If you can develop the skill and you can work with us in doing it, you will make a lot of money. It's crazy. So with that, I'm going to end this portion of the opportunity meeting. And if you're brand new tonight and you're just plugging in to learn about Equus, now is going to be a great time for you to jump off. I will apologize for going a little bit later than usual. But hey, I apologize. And hopefully that I'm seriously, because I really do like to stay on time, but ended up going a little bit over. But do me a favor. I know it's late, so it's a little bit too late to call the person that invited you on. But if you can just text them and just let them know if you have an interest, just shoot them a text. If you don't have an interest, shoot them a text. But the biggest thing is we want to know, how can we follow up with you? What's the information that we need to get you so that you can make this life-changing decision to whether to join Equus Financial or not? So with that, I will tell you guys this. If you're an agent and you're on, we're going to take about a 60-second break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have a short training session tonight. So I'm going to mute out here for just a few seconds. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started with the training session. I actually made a little video today that was you know, that kind of started getting into it a little bit. Move this thing back. Okay. Hopefully, hopefully you guys all listened to the 11 o'clock national call on Friday and the 1 o'clock the Barry Clarkson leaders call. If for some reason you weren't able to plug in live, I hope that you have seriously taken the time over the weekend to go and listen to those calls. I don't know if I've ever been more proud to be a part of Equus Financial because of its commitment to integrity. This is the greatest business opportunity that I'll ever have access to, and I'm going to make it work. I'm not going to waste my time, or I'm not going to invest any time trying to make other people see that. I'm just committed to going out there and finding brand new people that do not have an insurance license, but people that want more out of life. I don't know if I've ever been as excited that I'm back fully focused on who I need to hire for me to go to a $10 to $15 million a year income. I know exactly who to hire, and the thing about it is I know what to do. I came from a system that made us hire those types of people. We weren't allowed to cold market recruit. Now, John, does that mean you're not going to cold market recruit anymore? Absolutely not. I've got ZipRecruiter going right now. It's just that I can guarantee you this, that if I hire somebody off of ZipRecruiter, they're going to be producing for me a warm market list, or I'm not working with them. Guys, my goal right now is not necessarily to sell more insurance. My goal is to get people on board with us that will help us sell more insurance. And so, yes, I will take my time to train you. But in order for me to train you, help us find more people. Help us find people, because you know sharp people that are not answering ZipRecruiter ads. You know sharp people that aren't perusing the Indeed job boards. You know sharp people that have a job. You know sharp people that are looking for more out of life. All I need for you to do is write those people down on a sheet of paper and allow me to call them. If you want to call them, have at it. I'd rather you call them. I'd rather you let them know who I am, what I'm looking for, and set up an interview. But if you don't want to do that, if that is like out of bounds for you, no, I don't want to call anybody, but I'll, here's some sharp people. They're 25 to 28 years old. They're married, may have a kid, maybe not have a kid. They went to college, probably have some student loan debt. They've got a mortgage, or they got a townhouse, or they got a rental. But I think they're ambitious and they want more out of life. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much. In addition to that, I'll help train you, and I hope you make it. I hope you go sell a bunch of insurance. But I'm very, very specifically focused on what I'm looking for to move my needle, and that's a 25-year-old young, sharp, productive local person, male or female. Well, John, what if they're younger than 25? Well, do they have the maturity of a 25-year-old? If yes, then I want to talk to them. Well, John, what if they're older than 25? Do they have the energy of a 25-year-old? If yes, then I want to talk to them. I don't care if they're 30, 40, or 70. Do they have the energy, and are they teachable, and are they ready to run? Because that's what we need right now to move the needle, and that's what I'm focused on. So for tonight, I want to do the very best I can to try to simplify the growth process. I want it to be as simplified for you as right now it is for me. Okay. I have said if your goal is to go hire licensed insurance agents, you just might succeed at that. Okay. And you might not know what I'm talking about, but let me explain it. Okay. Do you know how many insurance agents out there that keep their insurance license, that they have vectors? Some of them don't have vectors, but do you know they know how to take advantage of you? Do you know They know how to, yes, I love that. Equus is going to be so life-changing for me. I'm going to get me an Equus tattoo. And, oh, yeah, absolutely. And they know how to go write 4 or 5 Mutual of Omaha policies before you even know what day it is. And they walk away with about $30,000 that you got to pay if you want to stay in the business. Yep. So am I saying not to hire licensed insurance agents? No, guys, I want you to take this in context. No, but if you hire a licensed insurance agent, I want you to know to the best of your ability what you're getting. Licensed insurance agent, why are you looking at my company? Why are you looking at joining another team? Tell me why. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, if it's not integrity issues that their company's having, if it's not from a sale, if a standpoint, I remember finding Ollie Collins, and Ollie says, you know what? Let me tell you, dude. You know, when I called Ollie when I was in the Indianapolis airport, leaving the very first Equus financial function that's ever been, and Ollie Collins said, hey, man, glad you called, but no, I'm happy. I'm in the insurance business. I'm with XYZ Corporation selling final expense. Just got voted their new guru, new final expense salesperson of the year. No, I'm happy. I appreciate you calling, though, Kight. So he was a no. Well, a year and a half later, why was he a yes? Well, because he had gotten stuck in the hierarchy. Ollie couldn't go any higher, not because he wasn't producing, not because he didn't earn it. He couldn't go any higher because that company did not have a builder's model, and Ollie got stuck. He couldn't go any further because that guy's butt was sitting on Ollie's head. So why did Ollie want to move IMOs? Because Ollie was bitching and complaining. No. Ollie wanted to move IMOs because he needed a better opportunity. He needed a better opportunity. He needed an opportunity that would allow him to get to the top contract. And it was even icing on the cake that Ollie, if you can put together distribution channels, you can override, not only get to the top contract level, but you can override all of Equus Financial. So that was kind of a deal maker for Ollie. And he met Barry, and he saw the Equus system and the fact that there was a system, and there were a number of factors that factored in there. But you guys know what I'm saying. So if you're out there just blindly hiring insurance agents thinking that you're building a business, I really want you to think again, okay? We've talked pretty specifically about the recruiting phase and the example of Coca-Cola. And in the recruiting phase, Coca-Cola's goal was to put Coke machines on every single floor of every single building in every single city. That was their goal. And their expansion phase is what they called it. Their expansion phase, they didn't care about anything other than making sure that somebody didn't have to walk more than 50 yards to get a Coca-Cola. That was their goal. So they didn't analyze the Coke machines. They weren't worried if this Coke machine was selling more than another Coke machine. They weren't worried about it. They were in the expansion phase. And that's what we're in right now. We're in the expansion phase. A Coca-Cola machine for us is a 25-year-old married couple that wants more out of life. They're not 24. They're not 26. They're 25. That's what I want you to think. Well, John, that's getting a lot more specific, man. I used to have a problem with the bell curve being 20 to 35, man, because, I mean, can a 19-year-old do it? What about Connor Jones? He's 18. No, see, you're missing the whole point. Let me tell you something. When a golfer misses a short putt, it's not because it's not because all of a sudden they forgot how to putt. Most of the time when a golfer's interviewed after missing a short putt, you know what the golfer says? I really didn't pick my line. I was not committed. When your brain is not committed, your brain is not working for you. It's working against you. And if a golfer's not committed on where he wants to putt it or where he wants to hit it, then most of the time the brain's thinking about what he doesn't want to do versus what he does want to do. And here's the most incredible thing about your brain. Your brain does not understand the word don't. So if I'm standing up on a tee box and I'm hitting it over water onto a green and I sit up there and say, don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water, don't hit it in the water. What am I focused on? What have I just said 3 times? And if you just said water, you are correct. So my brain does not understand don't, it just understands water, water, water. So what I'm saying is start getting specific about what you want and let's start growing. Like let's stop messing around. Let's stop being in this phase of like every week rallying the banner flag. Like, let's start making each week count. Like, how many conversations with 25-year-olds did you have today? Well, I did have one conversation with a 19-year-old, but he looked 25. Great, I'll take it. How many business ownership conversations did you have? Or are you still having the conversations about, oh, licensed agent, and when did you get licensed, and why did you get licensed? And okay. The expansion phase for Coca-Cola. Number 1 is get a Coke machine on every floor of every building. Second phase, determine which machines are successful. So they only did that after the expansion phase. Which machines are working and which machines are not working. And then ultimately, number 3 was the variety phase. Well, if these machines are working better than the other ones, let's try to also add root beer and orange crush and see if that sells as well. So all of it gets numbers up. So I would say right now, everybody on this Zoom meeting is probably in the expansion phase. You're probably in the phase where you're just focusing on putting Coke machines, okay? So let's put Coke machines. What's our Coke machines? Our Coke machines are dream-driven people who want more out of life. And more than likely, they're somewhere around mid-20s. Can we at least agree on and be that specific, okay? And so if it is, then what do we want to interview them for? Do we want to interview them for insurance sales? Well, guys, I'm just going to tell you this, and let me be very candid about this. At 25 years of age, if the guy that called me up on the phone said, hey, Kight, how you doing, man? I'm doing good. Hey, man, I'm getting ready to get into the Amway business, and are you interested in getting into the Amway business? What do you think my answer would have been? Seriously. And the thing about it is the way that you're recruiting right now is just like that. You're trying to find people who want to get in the insurance business. If that guy would have said, do you want to get in the Amway business? Do you know what my answer would have been? Nope. Mom and dad did that. Don't want to do that. Nope. So what did my guy say to me that got me to an opportunity meeting? And what did the guy say at the opportunity meeting that changed my life forever? Here it is. You ready? The guy called me on the phone and he said, hey, John, Dale here. How you doing? Doing good. Hey, man, I met a guy that's very successful in the franchising arena, and he's putting together a business team in the Raleigh area. And I just wanted to see if you were open to making some money outside of golf. Yeah, I think I am. Making money outside of golf? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. He's going to stop by the pro shop tomorrow afternoon about 5:30. We're going to close the shop about 5. He's going to stop by at 5:30. Can you stick around for about 30 minutes and can you just meet him really quick? Absolutely. Great. He'll go through about a 10-minute overview with you on what we're going to cover at our next informational meeting. And so I'll see you about 5:30 tomorrow. Okay. So closed up the shop about 5, just hanging out. just doing what I normally do, just hanging out. My buddy Dale comes in, and this guy, his buddy, his name was Stuart. He pulled up in his Mercedes, and he came in. Hey, John, I wanted you to meet this guy named Stuart. Hey, Stuart, John Kight, how you doing? Doing fantastic. Good. Let's grab a table over here. Fantastic. Good. Hey, so what we do is we actually mirror franchising concepts. And Ray Kroc took a theme of a gray, flat, fat fit. Ollie. Hey, Ollie, are you getting this, Ollie? Does it sound familiar? Taking a theme of a gray, flat, fat-filled fried hamburger, and he branched out and he put people in their own business. This one-time milkshake machine salesman died worth $800 million because he was able to develop a network called McDonald's. What we do is we take a theme of consumable commodities and we branch out and we put people in their own business. We develop a network. Why? Because result. Why? Because it produces an ongoing permanent type of income. Now, on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, we're going to be talking a little bit more specifically about the consumable commodities that we use, who we use it with, and we'll be glad to answer any other questions you have. Anything on your calendar Tuesday night you couldn't cancel to be there? Did y'all notice that question? Anything on your calendar Tuesday night you couldn't cancel to be there? Nope. I'll be there. And Dale mentioned that you just got engaged. Is that right? Yeah, absolutely. Her name's Kim. She's rocking, like she is like so fine, like she's so good looking. Yes, I just got engaged. Yeah. Hey, well, fantastic. How about bringing her as well? That will be important to make sure she gets the information, so you're not trying to take the information back home to her and piecemeal it to her. Why don't you bring her with you on Tuesday night? Do you think that's a possibility? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Be fine. So what did I do? I go right over to where I'm living, which was the A-frame at Pine Hollow Golf Club. And I go up there, and Kim's up there, and I say, hey, babe, we're going to a meeting Tuesday night. What's it about? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. It's about making money. I like the guy. The guy told me to bring you, so Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Do y'all understand that process? Do y'all understand, like, did he talk to me about selling products? No. He just talked to me conceptually about the development of something called passive income. So I go to the meeting on Tuesday night, and you know what he shows? He basically took what he told me in about 8 minutes' time, and he drew up on a whiteboard with blue ink, and he drew circles up there, and he showed me how in 6 to 8 months I can go out and generate about $36,000 a year, which would have more than doubled my golf income. And then he showed me a 2 to 5 year plan of duplicating myself, where I could go out there and make about $250,000 a year over 2 to 5 years. I was jacked out of my mind. $250,000 in 1 year. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You are kidding me. You are so kidding me right now. $250,000, $250,000 in 1 year? I couldn't sleep. I hope y'all understand what I just taught. I hope you understand it. Because if you can ever get your language right, and if you can ever decide who's your candidate, because the thing about it is, if you're zeroed in on that 25-year-old married couple, you either find them personally or you find them in depth. And so if you sit down and you talk to that ZipRecruiter guy tomorrow, fantastic. Come on board. We're going to help you sell. But here's what I need. My company right now is in massive expansion phase. Do you understand Coca-Cola and what they did massive expansion phase? Yeah, they put Coke machines on every floor of every building in every city. That's what we're doing right now. This company is called Equus Financial. So Barry Clarkson is very intent on that. And so, yes, we understand that all you want to do is sell. We understand that, and we'll teach you how to sell. But here's what we need from you. Do you know some people between 25 and 30, 35 years old that's married that probably wants more out of life? Can you write their number down? Because I need to introduce my company's opportunity to them. Yeah, and we'll even, if you want them tied into you, that's fantastic. But if you just want to sell, we'll teach you how to sell, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, Hoss. And I will tell you guys, most of you guys are one wingman away. One wingman away. Somebody that is truly dream driven. And let me just tell you this, guys, and I'm not being offensive, okay? But when you find you a wingman, I will tell you, and see, I'm just, some of y'all think you got a wingman, you ain't got a wingman. Let me tell you what a wingman is. Ollie Collins, you know this. A wingman is somebody that you talk to multiple times a week. And do you know what you talk about? You don't talk about fishing. You don't talk about this. You don't talk about that. You know what you talk about? You talk about growth. And you talk about who you're hiring. And that person talks about who they're hiring. And that person lives their life knowing that you're out there hiring 55 people a day and they can't stand it. So when you get a wingman drives you. A running buddy drives you to do more. I had two names on my refrigerator. Ollie, you probably remember these guys. One of them was a Navy SEAL by the name of Rich Garner. And another guy by the name of Joe. And if I remember Joe's name, Ollie, you probably remember it, but they were cross-lined to us. But I'm just going to tell you, I love those guys. I never really developed awesome friendships with them, but I knew that I was out there 5 and 6 nights a week, and we were about the same level in our businesses, and I knew they were out there 5 and 6 nights a week. I knew Ollie Collins was out there 5 and 6 nights a week, and that drove me. So the nights that I didn't feel like going out there, I couldn't stay home. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to stay home. I'm not going to stay home when I know Ollie Collins is out there driving 4 hours to go show the opportunity. And Ollie's probably going to go to a house, and the guy's probably going to have the whole street lined up with cars. And dadgum, I go to a house, and all we can do is him to get a neighbor to come over for 5 minutes, and we got to bribe him with a beer for that, right? But that's the way you build your business, man. Because when I'm coming home, I've just shown the plan. And if I didn't hire anybody else, I hired me. And when I got on the phone with Ollie, or I got on the phone with one of my wingmen, I was just as excited as they were. And you know what we talked about? We talked about who we hired tonight. We talked about who was growing on our teams. Hey, yeah, man, this guy, you met that guy at the last meeting. Man, he set up a board and easel tonight, man. He hired 8 people, man. All 8 people are fired up. Well, see, I didn't tell Ollie that all 8 people, were family members and all. But you know what I'm saying? It was awesome, man. We were pulling each other. We were in the growth phase. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know anybody in our organization that really and truly has that type of relationship right now. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that could be. I just don't really know that it's that. I don't really know if we're really at the height of sharing the opportunity with the right people. I think what we're content to do is I think we're content to have phone conversations and ICA people and set people up through ExamFX or through Excel. And we think, okay, so my job's done now because I ICA'd somebody. I ICA'd them. I mentioned a term a long time ago that I'm going to bring it back. Don't get ICA-itis. Don't get ICA-itis, because ICA-ing people don't make you no money. Yeah, I got a bad rap for that, man. People calling up, they told me not to ICA people. No, I didn't say not to ICA people. I said not to get head faked on ICA and people. Because you can ICA 1 million of the wrong people and end up with nothing. Yes, recruiting matters. Yes, ICA matters, but it's the right people. And Barry talks about it all the time, but people miss it. It's the 6-point profile. You know what the 6-point profile to us back in our days was? We didn't have the 6-point profile. But here's what we had. Young, sharp, productive, local, married couple. YSPLMCs. Young, sharp, productive, local, married couples. Young, sharp, productive, local, married couples. How many young, sharp, productive, local, married couples you hired? Well, I hired 6 single people last week. Well, great. How many young, sharp, productive, local married couples did it lead you to? Oh man, I really don't want our teaching sessions to get this hard, but I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't know how else to teach it with the passion that I have inside of me. And so if this is offending you, I apologize. Like I'm serious. But I'm so excited about where Equus is, and I'm so excited like the life change that's going on here. I'm not an insurance sales guy. I'm not ever going to be. I want to get out of the insurance mindset and back in the growth mindset, because you know what I learned how to do in my years of going out there 5 and 6 nights a week, setting up a whiteboard, showing the plan to people. Do you know what I learned? I learned how to communicate with young, sharp, productive local married couples, and I learned how to talk about a result. And I used to see young, sharp, productive local married couples look at each other different, like, you hear what this guy's talking about? Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? Do you know this means that we can get you out of that stupid job and allow you to stay at home and raise our kids? Do you mean this? Do you know this means no more day prison? Do you mean this means no more taking our kids and dropping them off and letting somebody else raise them for 8 hours so that you can go out there and be the mortgage payment? Do you know what that means? That means we can be free. We can be free. No longer do I have to farm you out to the highest bidder so that you can bring income. I can go out there and make enough money with my job and my business to have you free. We can together in the same boat, rowing in the same direction, we can go develop an organization, and I can get free. I can be a full-time dad. I can wake up with my kids. I can wake up on a Monday morning and I can hold my kid like this and have drool running down, just like hit me like, yeah, I can do that. I can walk my kids to school. I can be free. Do you hear what this guy's talking about? See, people committed to freedom. Yeah, but John, what about the part of selling Amway products? Once they committed to the business ownership and freedom, it didn't matter what they had to do. It didn't matter at all. Okay. You've got a picture of what you want to accomplish. Have the guts enough to take that picture and go communicate it to people and go find your right people. There are people that have been called to come alongside of you and be your wingman. They've been called for that. Go find them. Go take your FedEx logo and go show it to them and go, hey, do you see the arrow? You don't? Okay. See, tough. Man, you're so sharp. I wish you saw the arrow, but I'm not going to sit here for 84,000 days trying to make you see the arrow. It's called an aha moment. It's called an epiphany. If you don't see the arrow, I can't point it out but so many times. I don't see it. I don't see it. But then you go show it to some people and they go, man, I'll be doggone, man, look at that. There's an arrow on it, man. I never noticed that before. It's called an epiphany. It's called an aha moment. You see it, don't you? Yeah, can't get it out of my mind. You'll never be able to see the FedEx logo again without seeing that arrow. Ain't it something? Yeah, man. See, when you share the business ownership plan with people, they see it. And once they see it, it doesn't matter what it is, they got to do it. They got to do it, man, because it's inside of them. It's inside of them, and it burns. It burns. It's like that poison in the belly. That's like, man, I can't much focus on anything else. Why? Because, man, my belly hurts. Have the guts enough to take the picture of what you want to accomplish, go communicate it with people. Have the guts enough to be bold and show it to people. Have the guts enough to check their interests. Have the guts to walk away from the ones that aren't interested. Don't recruit them. Don't recruit. You recruit people that don't see it, and it ain't going to work. And here's what I'm going to leave you with. I'll answer any questions you guys might have, but here's what I'm going to leave you with. One of the most powerful business building movies ever was Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner. Matter of fact, maybe somebody can go get can go YouTube the scene in the movie. Kevin Costner sitting up there. Man, I get emotional talking about it because this is what it's all about. Kevin Costner sitting up there with James Earl Jones. And all of a sudden on that screen in the outfield, Moonlight Graham pops up. And Kevin Costner says, "Did you see it?" And James Earl Jones says, "Did I see what?" Kevin says, "You didn't see it?" See what? See what? And what did Kevin Costner do? He just changed the subject, man. It was a pitiful. But Moonlight Graham showed up just as plain as day, and Kevin Costner saw it. And James Earl Jones acted like he didn't see it. But Kevin Costner was dropping him off. And James Earl Jones was saying goodbye to him. Kevin Costner turned that van around, and James Earl Jones was standing right there, and he said, "Moonlight Graham, man, do you know what it's like when you find people that see it? Do you know what it's like when you find people that want to be your wingman and want to go help you build because your vision is their vision and you were supposed to be together? You were supposed to build this together, and God's got all of that already knit together, and your people are out there. Your people are out there, and it's special when you find those people. And here's the thing, to build a massive organization, you don't need very many. You just need a couple. You need a couple wingmen that'll put their back to you. And you know what? Man, you could go out there and build anything you want to in this business. All right, there's no questions. God bless you guys. Have a great night.